Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. We've been dealing with a bit of the trouble going on here at the Silverstep Village. Had a bit of a rough time. We've got a couple of people that are on death's door. But I want to make our way back kind of in this direction, explore more of these regions. And I did notice a path going into the lake, which I find is interesting. And that's apparently all it was. Huh. Somehow we just crossed. I guess we got a boat. It is interesting, while we were here in Silverstep, we kept referring to ourselves as their Baroness. And it's like, we don't own this land. We know Maegor Varn is the Lord of Varnhold. I don't know what region this is. Oh, there it is. Silverstep. And I don't know who the Lord of Silverstep is. But I don't think it's us. Like, this is our region, the stuff that's colored in. So I don't know. Alright. We've made it back to the Gudrun River. Only thing I recall from there is that's where we had that super dragon that wrecked us. Kind of want to explore here as well. Just to fill in the middle. But we probably should make our way back to town soon.
Oh, time to get some rest, isn't it?
Interesting that it stopped us here and like here. Like there's supposed to be something in the middle, but there's not. So maybe something will show up later? Oh, well, we'll just connect all the roads.
We should gather our strength.
I'm gonna push through. It's not that far. 11 hours. We'll be exhausted. But we're basically home. Okay. We gotta fight first. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong?
Why don't we set up camp?
Just some bandits. Level 5, level 5. Usually there's others surrounding us. So when I run up here to attack just the couple we can see, it turns out poorly. You can't charge because you're fatigued. Gotcha. Alright. Are there others, or is it really just you two? There are others. Okay. You three, take on them. The cleric starting out. Alright, well that was simple enough. I guess since we're heading back home, we might as well pick up everything so we can sell it all. Cannot travel. Jubilost carries too much weight. Interesting, because you're exhausted? Could you try not being exhausted? So how are you carrying too much weight? Just in your gear? Is that what they're talking about? You're carrying 29 pounds. And you can only carry 20. How is your encumbrance determined? I wonder if that's actually in your own weight, or if that's a mixture of... based on the heaviest stuff in the party. Like if I dropped all of these rations on the ground. No, that is just you. I was wondering if they were splitting up the party's gear to determine carrying weight. Alright, where is that? Because we're obviously not leaving that behind. You are just carrying too much on yourself. By over 9 pounds. Alright.
You can keep that for me.
No, can you take that off? There you go. If you get rid of your armor, you can now move. I could rest. Arguably should rest.
Why
But
don't
we're
we
so
set
close.
up camp?
You're fine. You can rest later. Excellent. So let's go to the throne room, which is probably going to kick off a couple of events, because that's how this always seems to work. Yep. Enio the Traveling Merchant. Enio, a half-elf merchant who recently appeared in the capital, falls to the floor in front of you. Jaethal stands beside him, looking quite unlike her normal self. Usually cold and stiff, the face of the undead elf now burns with rage. Despite his nearness to his furious undead captor, Enio looks unconcerned. Looks concerned but not... I can speak. Enio looks concerned but unafraid. If you allow me to speak, I can explain everything. I hope you can, half-blood, otherwise... Jaethal hisses and turns to you. Have I told you the sad story of my death? It is sad most of all, because I do not remember how my life ended. I wandered exhausted through the wastelands beyond the borders of Kionen, until I could barely see my path. I stopped to rest, or perhaps I lost consciousness. When I came to my senses, I heard the call of my goddess returning me from the dead. I'm guessing he's involved. Was it poison, magic, illness? Whatever stole my life away, it left no trace. I thought this mystery would haunt me forever, but then I entered the shop of this half-blood, seeking some reminder of Kionen. And what did I discover there? My very own dagger. Jaethal shows you an elven-crafted dagger with a chipped blade and empty sockets, where once gemstones adorn the handle. This dagger disappeared the same night I was taken by death. How could this half-blood have obtained it? Someone sold it to him? Maybe? Let him speak, Jaethal. Anger will not help us learn the truth. I don't care to waste my time on this. I mean, I haven't really had you in my party much, so we don't know her very well. But let him speak. Let's learn more about your history. That is why, Jaethal pauses, respecting your authority, I've brought this pathetic huckster here, rather than getting the truth out of him by my own methods. Receive Jaethal's old dagger. The half-elf rises to his feet and sighs, putting his clothes in order. Thank you for allowing me to speak, Your Grace. The story is not very exciting, certainly not as exciting as my tale of the drunken regatta within the eye of Abendigo. Yesterday, north of the city, I stumbled upon a dead boar. There was no one around, but the dagger was protruding from the miserable beast's neck. I don't know why the owner would have left it in the carcass. Perhaps the beast escaped from the hunter, taking along the weapon that had injured it. So I inadvertently decided to keep the item I'd found, thanking my luck, and never suspecting the price I'd pay for it. Alright, if you found a dagger in a dead boar near town, and you're telling the truth, then someone has found Jaethal and is leaving a message. More likely you're lying. Where exactly did you find this carcass and dagger? In the vicinity of the old sycamore, of course. I'm sure you know where that tree grows. I found the boar to the west of the sycamore, in the direction of the Thorn River. You face serious accusations. Are you sure you can say nothing more in your defense? Listen to reason. If he was involved in your death, he wouldn't be openly offering your dagger for sale. I mean, he might if he thought you were dead. Like, you don't need to worry about someone that you know you murdered coming back and harming you for selling their possessions. He may not have known that she came back undead. Can you say nothing more in your defense? I do like the will investigate the matter further. But do you have anything more to say? I would be glad if I could, but alas. The bright yellow-green eyes of the half-elf are calm. The dead boar is my only witness. But I believe in your justice, Baroness. I have faith that you will investigate my story and sort everything out. I do notice that he's definitely smooth with words, which is normal for a merchant, to be fair, but just the story of thank you for allowing me to speak. Its story is not very exciting, as this other tale feels like he's trying to get us distracted, looking at other things. I don't know. We will investigate this matter further. Let's start by checking Eneo's story and seek out this unfortunate boar. Jaethal bows gracefully. I am grateful. It's important to me. And you, half-blood, should pray for our success. If you are lying, I shall find a surer way to get the truth from you. Okay, so we've got a bit more of Jaethal's storyline. Interesting. We'll need to bring her out on a mission soon then. It's been a while. Well, before we do anything else, I am going to rest because we are exhausted. Actually, before I forget, Jubilost, I've got some armor for you. Now let's get some rest. Alright, let's check out our kingdom affairs, see if anything's going on. Spend 2 weeks resolving economic problems in the barony. Economy reached rank 2 thanks to the treasurer and the baroness. The barony's economy reached new heights. Great. Loyalty reached rank 3 thanks to the counselor and baroness subjects. Loyalty to their ruler has reached new heights. Jaethal and Fury. Jaethal is demanding an audience with the baroness. Something serious happened and enraged the undead elf. Yeah, we definitely got that. So we've got 2 events going on. Chief publicity is an opportunity. A group of bards is offered to praise the ruler for a modest fee. Their songs will spread the news in the remote villages of the Stag Lord's death and the shift in power. Their songs in praise of the new baroness will keep the peasants loyal. Okay. So we could either put our regent or our counselor there. We threw Tristan and we have an 85% chance of success to gain more loyalty. Is it loyalty regardless? If we put Valerie, no, that boosts community. So it is based on which character we use. How about that? But we have a much worse chance with Valerie. We have 31 community, 42 loyalty. So technically community would be a better stat to raise. But it's also a harder stat to raise. What's our other event? Faith and loyalty. The subjects of the Baroness pledge their undying loyalty and support. This opportunity should be seized. Okay. So again, we could do community or loyalty. You have a worse chance here, so it's a higher DC. So realistically, I should put Tristan on the harder one, 75%, and then put Valerie on the easier one. And then we have a chance of getting both. Is there anything else I would care about? Projects, love for the people. The cost of buildings with a static loyalty bonus, alchemist, laboratory, bard, college, city hall, blah blah blah, is reduced by 10%. So it would make buildings cheaper. Loyalty buildings cheaper. The cost of 75 BP. It would take a long time to rebuild that 75 BP. Like a lot of buildings. Because it's not all buildings, it's just loyalty buildings. Loyalty being one of our stats. Economy, we've got our trade agreement that we don't care about. We have another trade agreement. Ah, Patax wants to give us a trade agreement as well. 500 BP to give us 4 BP per week. I do like BP per week, but 500... How many weeks will that take to pay off? What's 500 divided by 4? It's 125 if I'm mathing okay in my head. So 125 weeks. I don't know how long this game goes, but that feels like a really, really long time. Now, there might be story reasons I want a trade agreement with Patax. Yeah, and we had a similar thing with Sertova, where we've got 3 villages right now, and so we'd be getting 3 BP per week for 1,500 BP. That will never pay itself off. Once we have, like several cities, maybe. But right now, this is a terrible deal. This one is also pretty bad, but it feels like it's not as bad. Ooh, we can claim a new region. Which region are you? Kamelands. Show me the Kamelands. Ah, it's this one down here. Which we have done a decent amount of exploring. I will claim that region, yes. Valerie, you're going to deal with this. 275 BP. We can probably buy that. We need, looks like about 150 more, roughly. So close, reopen, start the claim. Excellent. I think we need to wait for it to officially be ours, but technically we can build a town here. Is there... I wish we could see, like, the road map and the various... Like, overlay this with the other map that we usually see. And I don't think there's any way from here to see that other map either. Like, we can see this map, but not a world map. Which is disappointing. Because that's what I would want to see, is the various locations and roadways on the map to help inform where is best to build this town. I think we had a bridge here, so we do have a way of getting around there. And a way somewhere up here. I don't think we need to be too close to our town. So I don't need to build like here or there. I'm fine with putting a bit of distance. Somewhat central feels fine. It's kind of what I thought about for this one. This one I did put on the edge. But that's partially because we have the trade route. Or Oleg's trading post, like right up there. Sure. I'll build it here. The Shambling Steps. Costs 50 BP. Fine. Let me just buy even more BP. Can you stay out? Thank you. Thankfully, you map, zoom in. How do I unzoom in? Why? There we go. Now let's build that. So we've got another... I think we're supposed to be able to grow our capital from a village to whatever the next step is. Town, city, whatever. Once we have enough other villages. But maybe we need this one to actually finish. Anyway, we had another event. You. Which one of these was... Yeah, that's when you have the higher chance. Since Valerie's doing something else, I'll have you work on this one. And I might still have you work on the other. I should really leave this one for Valerie so we can get more of her stat, I suppose. So I will have you do this one, even though you have a lower chance. It's fine.
In due time.
Okay, storyteller. Anything new with you? Since that's always the interesting thing to check. Brought some relics. How interesting, may I, your grace? Okay, Tuarg's pendants, token of the Dryad, ancient Cyclops coins, Paladin warrior dog tags. Still missing some of the forest remains. Saddled horses neigh and stomp their hooves. They cannot wait to travel distant lands, searching for the legendary treasures of an ancient empire. I can feel the bravery of the previous owner, how she dreamt of adventure and fame. Do you wish to know where her path led her? I certainly do. Find the rest of her 5 belongings. Together we can uncover the story and search for the gemstone cave. That sounds cool. This is strange. I feel the traces of rune magic of Thassalon. Ancient Empire Thassalon existed in the waning years of the Age of Legend and occupied parts of what today are the lands of Varissia, the hold of Belkzen, and the lands of the Linorm kings. While its power was great, struggles for control within the nation were near constant, and it was finally destroyed by the devastation of Earthfall. All that now remains are mysterious ruins scattered throughout its former territories. So, traces of the rune magic of Thassalon, heavy spells of Cyclopes, precise wizardry of Aslant, and the fresh wind of elven spells. All combined together, though, it's barely discernible underneath the mold of time. Who could have joined all these things? Their owner is shrouded in a thick darkness, blacker than the depths. Find all 5 items, and then I hope the secret of their owner will be revealed to me. Okay. Cool. Let's head out to the main square, try and find a merchant, of which there are several, and then maybe stop back in, although I don't think the sweet teeth have returned, because it would have told us. I don't see anything else going on here in town that I need to take note of. There's some random stuff sold. Wow, I have so much of the random foods. It's like 70 meat. 17.5 pounds of meat that I'm just carrying around. Okay. 10 pounds of port. 9 pounds of ale. 4 pounds of milk. That's kind of crazy. And I probably should sell some of these magic items I'm not using. Anyway, I don't see anything that's calling out to me of yours. So let's... Nope, I'm wanting to be down here. Let's swing by you just in case. Sweet teeth are not back. But I figure I should check in with my girlfriend on occasion. Nothing new to say with you. And anything new from your sister? Nope. Alright. Well, so long, Kaliki. Right, it's you, Enio the Traveling Merchant. I thought the name was familiar. Anything further you want to say? You have any goods from Kionin? Have you been there? Enio shrugs. I was born in Kionin, in Greengold, a port on the shore of the lake in Carthan, and the only place in the Elven homeland where others are allowed entrance. Merchants from all over the world rush to Greengold as soon as Queen Telandia Edserel opened it to strangers. It has been a city of commerce ever since. You might say that the business of trade runs in my blood, and returning to your question, yes, I often visit my homeland when I'm nearby. Okay. Well, I don't think we have anything left to do here. So let's, I guess, leave. And the question will be, what next? I guess I really should take time to level these people up. Particularly if I want to bring Jaethal. Alright. We're going to have a bit of a leveling up chunk at the end of this episode, I guess. It's going to be a while, because some of them are probably pretty low in levels. So, Ekin, we'll start with you. I'll meet back as usual once I've decided what I'm doing with everyone. So, Ekin was 2 levels behind. For his first level, I gave him a wisdom boost. Not maybe the most critical, but as a ranger, he's supposed to be able to cast spells. So, allowing him to cast some slightly better spells seemed better to round it off to an even number, rather than raising his dex just up to a 21. And then for favorite terrain, I gave him First World. I don't know. I know the game involves a lot of Fae. Wouldn't surprise me if we end up going to the First World or in some way interacting there, at least later in the game. I didn't know of any specific terrains that were better. He's already got Forest. So, Highland, Plain, Underground, Urban. Unsure. So First World. If we go there, he'll be great for it. For his 9th level, he gained Evasion automatically, which is a great ability. And then I gave him Clustered Shots. So if he's attacking someone with damage reduction with a full attack, all of his shots total their damage together before damage reduction is applied once, which could be nice. For Lindsay's 8th level, she gained Dirge of Doom, which I don't know much about it, but if I'm reading this correctly, it means that she can use the Dirge of Doom to cause all of her enemies to become shaken within 30 feet, and stacking that with the feat tree we've been taking Valerie down, where she just wrecks enemies that are shaken, would be good. And then for a new spell, it gave her Cure Serious Wounds, because it's always good to have more healers. We don't use her much, but if I bring her out, I think both of these will be useful. For 9th level, Lindsay gained Inspire Greatness, which seems like a pretty powerful boost. +2 hit dice and +2 bonus to attack rolls, +1 bonus on fortitude saves to all allies within 30 feet. That's pretty good. As a feat, I gave her Greater Spell Penetration, always great to have on hand. And then Good Hope is a great spell. All allies within a 15-foot burst. Gives +2 bonus on saving throws, attack rolls, ability checks, skill checks, and weapon damage rolls for 1 minute per level. That's powerful. For Octavia's 8th level, I put her boost into Dexterity to get it to a nice round number. And then obviously went another level into Arcane Trickster. And so she gained 2 spells. Greater Invisibility is going to be awesome for her. If she can just make herself invisible and then get free sneak attacks on everything, awesome. And then Mass Enlarged Person is great to have on hand. For her 9th level, I gave her Greater Spell Penetration and then picked Confusion and Dimension Door. I don't know. She had the spells she needed, Greater Invisibility being the key one. So Confusion could be good to just crowd control. Dimension Door is useful. I don't know. And then Promptu Sneak Attack allows her to just get more sneak attacks. She's able to basically trick her way into having more sneak attacks. There was one other ability that is not showing up, Invisible Thief, which allows for a number of rounds equal to her Trickster level, she can go invisible with Greater Invisibility. So, neat, we already got her Greater Invisibility, but it's more rounds of Greater Invisibility if we need it. So that sounds good to me. Tristan didn't gain much at this level. He just gained a Holy Lance ability, which allows him to apply Holy onto his weapon for, I guess, for half of his class level, so 4 rounds. No. Yes. Yeah. Which is okay. He might have gotten access to 4th level spells. Clerics just gain access to all spells, so I don't know if that came this level, or if that was previously. So that's cool, I suppose. So for his 9th level, we gained him, or he gained Greater Spell Penetration. Good choice, I think, for any sort of caster. And this is what it looks like when you gain new spells. So no, he gained access to 5th level spells this level. And there's a lot of them. But I think they're basically the same ones that Harem had, so we don't need to go through, you know, Breath of Life, Burst of Glory, the ones we looked at before that were pretty cool. For Jaethal, she automatically gained Second Judgment. I don't know much about her judgments because we don't use her much, and I don't know Inquisitors very well. But whenever she uses a judgment, she gets a second one as well for free. Cool. And then Death's Embrace. As an undead, she will no longer take damage from positive energy. I don't think that she was taking damage. For example, if Harem did his Channel Divinity Heal All, I feel like that didn't hurt her, but I don't use her, so I don't know. But now we know for sure it won't. So she's a lot safer to bring into the party. She doesn't automatically heal with the rest of the party, which is, you know, a bit of a problem. I can't just do Harem's Burst and have it heal her as well. But now I'm certain that she's not going to get hurt by it. And that's good. And then, oh, I guess I didn't mention, I gave her See Invisibility, Communal, because that's something we've needed, and I've forgotten to give it to her pretty much anyone else in the past. For her 9th level, she gained 2 feats, Cleaving Finish, which I think is pretty powerful, particularly and it fits with having a scythe, so I think that's cool. And then a Teamwork feat, which I chose Shake It Off. She has an ability already that says that she treats all of her allies as if they have the Teamwork feat, so they don't get the bonus, but she gets to act as if her allies had the bonus. So I don't know how this necessarily works in this case, where +1 bonus on saving throws per such ally, but particularly if it is in fact treating all allies as having this, then she should have a +4 on all saving throws because she's always going to be grouped with my other frontliners, which could be pretty powerful. And then as for a spell, I thought Dispel Magic is fine. There wasn't anything that really spoke to me. So for Reg, I was torn. Part of me wanted to keep sending out the Magus line, but then I noticed that I could get him up Dragon Disciple, and he is very proud of his draconic ancestry. So we're going to send him up Dragon Disciple. Looking at what it gives him, he gets bonuses to his lightning attacks. He's going to get bonuses to his natural armor, bonuses to strength, and he is a strength-based Magus. I don't know. I think there's some value here in the long run. Probably. Also, I thought Prestige classes only went to level 10, but they're showing like up to 20th level Dragon Disciple, and I'm not sure how that works. Because I think it only actually goes to 10. You can even see a slightly different shading after 10. Like, we can't actually get to here, which is a shame because having him grow wings would be epic. But no, we're going to go Dragon Disciple. It does show that it's going to penalize his spellcasting a little bit. 2nd level and every level thereafter, with an exception of 5th and 9th, the Dragon Disciple gains new spells per day as if he had also gained a level in the Arcane Spellcasting class. So if he gains 10 levels of Dragon Disciple, he's going to be 3 levels behind on casting, with lots of extra bonuses gained. I don't know. I think it's going to be fine. We're going another level of Dragon Disciple for Reg. He gains a breath weapon, in his case, lightning. Dragon Bite, Fear. He gains his dragon resistance to electricity, which means if we do go back to Candlemere, he might be interesting to bring, but a lot of his boosts are towards lightning, and they're probably resistant, I assume. But it's something to consider. He does get the strength boost, which I approve of. I gave him, for his feats, Weapon Focused Scimitar, because he uses a scimitar, and I don't have a reason to move him to something else. And then he gets a Draconic feat, which there was a pretty limited selection, and so I chose Toughness. I think it's fine. Just giving him a bit more hit points to survive a bit longer. And then as for spell, Lightning Bolt, I want to focus him on touch spells because that's, as a Magus, that's his thing. But he also gets bonuses to lightning-based attacks, so probably should have this. Or, I guess, electricity-based attacks. So it's a good spell to have on hand. And that is finally everyone. So I guess the question now, I wish I could see the overall map, but we can't. But the question is, do we go to Candlemere next? Or should I take Valerie and Jaethal and just sort of swing up to deal with their quests? The Jaethal at the Sycamore Tree and Valerie at Oleg's Trading Post. And I think I'm more interested in the companion quests than immediately heading to Candlemere. Getting an extra level wouldn't hurt us, so if we do other things in the meantime, it's probably fine. So probably we're gonna go with Jaethal and Valerie up to deal with both of their quests. But I'll save that for next time. For now, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye.